to his washing pile. He hated being part of the recovery team. He was a scientist. He'd always worked in labs and had been very pleased with that arrangement. Finding himself assigned to the department and suddenly in the field wasn't his idea of fun. It wasn't as if he could analyse how anything worked from within the stupid suit and clumsy gloves, so why didn't they just set him up in a nice mobile unit on the surface and he could work there? Most of the equipment and other strange items they'd found had been shattered or broken, or apparently useless anyway. The whole project seemed like a waste of time, but no one argued with the department, especially not a science nerd seconded from the laboratories. He'd thought about it once or twice, more than once or twice, about going straight up to Commander Jackson and telling him exactly what he thought about this assignment. He'd practiced the speech every time he pulled the suit on and made another treacherous journey underground, but somehow the words just couldn't get out of his head. Every time he'd seen the commander's hulking figure, he'd found that his feet just scurried him on past and his head stayed down. Confrontation had never been one of his strong points. He waved his heavy-duty torch this way and that to check his footing, and then edged cautiously onwards into the bowels of the ruined building. He'd been dreading this part of the job. A lot of the debris on the surface had been carefully cleared away, but the further down they excavated, the more perilous the job became. He could almost feel the weight of the broken building above him, each piece held up precariously by the one next to it, a house of heavy cards ready to crash down on him should he trip and knock one out of alignment. He tried not to think about it. He tried to focus on the job at hand like the department men did, but it was bloody difficult. His shirt was already sticking to his skin, and the side of his head itched where his dandruff had come back. So much for not thinking that the place could collapse at any moment. Somewhere over to his left he could hear someone carefully sifting through the rubble, and it calmed him slightly to be reminded that he wasn't alone down here, with only the sound of his own breathing being amplified in his helmet. His feet felt firmer on the slightly cleared route down towards the lower level, and he tried to feel more confident. The sooner he got down there and looked around, the sooner he could get out. He'd said he'd take Lucy Waters from the admin section out for a drink tonight. That wasn't helping his sweating situation either. When she'd asked him if he'd like to go out, 2 whole days ago now, he'd at first thought it was something of a joke. It wasn't as if Lucy Waters was some kind of Angelina Jolie or anything. He'd probably die if he ever found himself in the same room as a woman like that. But she was well out of his league.